or making investments, entering contracts, are doing or performing acts or the things for the proper performance of its functions in accordance with the Act or any other written law which may be lawfully be done performed by a corporate body. And then the governance and management of a city county shall be in accordance with the law relating to the county government. Thank you, Chair.
So clearly that now is saying that the municipalities should be run as a separate entity with its own financial statements, its own bank account, its own budget, and its own staff. So we know we are still in transitional stage, but we are insisting that the counties have to comply with the law, the Urban Areas and Cities Act, as it says that municipalities, though there are entities in the county, they need to have some autonomy. The same way water companies are run, just the same way. They have their own budget, they have their own staff, they have their own financial statement. So basically that's how municipalities should run. So in that case, now governor, after the board has been set up, then I think operationalization of Section 12 of the Urban Areas and Cities Act is very key.
So, Chair, through you, Chair, so this means that the revenue collection is done now by the county and not the municipality.
No, they also manage their own. They manage revenues, their own revenues.
But Chair, Mark here confirmed that there are remittances from them to the board.
That's what is happening now. But ideally, they need to manage their revenue management. Yeah.
You know, Chair, speaking from a holistic, not necessarily a Tana River issue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious enough, even if I become governor in the future, I would be a little bit concerned ceding some sort of control over revenue, especially revenue. So we want to tell you, Governor Major, that when you go, please, that revenue that is supposed to come to all township, you know, I've been there many times, and you know, give it to that gentleman there. He will run a beautiful program for you. Don't be afraid of not having money. So if there is need to put in measures within the law as per what the sections have been quoted, please just do it, so that allow them to collect their revenue and manage it. You can just come as an overseer, I mean, the way you are supervised. But don't be afraid of losing a revenue. It's still little. It's just 2 million anyway.
Chair, it is not our intention that we deny, because we're heading there. Our intention is good. We really want to give autonomy to the board to do whatever it is supposed to do. But for challenges of transition, as you said, we have not reached there, but we are heading there. We will head there very soon, Chair. But okay. I oblige.
So, honorable members, I think as a result of that query, there is a query on failure to prepare an integrated urban areas development plan. That query, the auditor has indicated, is partially addressed because a plan is ready, but there is no board to approve it. Yeah, so that ties into that. And even lack of Governor, all the issues are coming from the board. Even the budget issues that have been raised, budget control and performance is an issue there. Even the issue of assets, the asset register needs to be approved by the board. Yeah, so I think in this case, Governor, the solution is to have the board and give it the autonomy it needs. Mark, you want to say something?
I just mention on
to present. And auditor, I want you to clarify the issue of two financial statements. As you make your presentation, you bring up the issue of two financial statements, as you indicated.
Thank you, Chair. Report of the Auditor General on Tana River Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2024. The audit opinion for the year was a qualified opinion, and the report had various bases for a qualified opinion. However, it was noted that the audit report draft that was issued to the company was actually responded to with amended financial statements, which was received in our offices on 4th December. On 4th December 2024, that was addressing the issues. However, the draft audit report was not amended, and it escalated to the audit report, the certificate. So most of the issues, as a result of the amended financial statement, most of the issues, as we discussed in our meeting with the committee, we agreed that most of those issues will not be discussed, and we'll go straight to the issues that you actually selected. And the first one was on deposits. On deposits, so I'll go to the deposits. So the main issue on deposit was number 4. Inaccurate refundable deposits and prepayment balance. The statement of financial position reflects refundable deposits and payment balance of Kenya shillings 606,111. However, the corresponding note 26 to the financial statements reflects a balance of Kenya shillings 46,309,909, resulting to unreconciled variance of Kenya shillings 45,703,798. In addition, management does not maintain a separate bank account for the deposits. In the circumstances, the accuracy and existence of the refundable deposits and prepayment balance of Kenya shillings 606,111 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Governor, the management response.
Mr. Chairman, the refundable deposits and prepayments as per the audited financial statements reflects a balance of 46,309,909. There were errors on the financial statements submitted on 28 November 2024, but the errors have since been rectified, and a revised copy of financial statements submitted to AOG on the 4th of December 2024. The management operates only one revenue account, but it is in the process of opening a separate refundable deposit account as per the auditor's recommendation. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Auditor, what's your comment on the management response?
Thank you, Chair. In relation to the balance of the deposits, which is 46,309,909, as reflected in note 26 in the financial statements, is correct. However, the issue of maintaining a separate deposit bank account remains standing. Thank you.
Okay.
So, Chair.
Senator Mudama is an expert in customer deposits. Proceed.
Thank you. Through you, Chair, I just wanted to know from the Auditor General if any of the customers' deposits was used in any way, or all the customers' deposits are intact, all of it.
Thank you, Chair. If you look at the statement of financial position on page 2, if you look at under current liabilities, you'll note that deposit is reflected as 46,309,909. However, on the same page, if you go to current assets, under current assets, if you look at bank and cash balances, cash and cash balances under note 19 is reflected as 10,386,518, which clearly shows that the deposits are not intact and complete. Some of it has actually been applied in company operations. Thank you.
So, Chair, that being the stand, can the governor tell us if this money was borrowed in the right manner according to the law, PMF law, that it should only be borrowed 5%, repayable in 1 year's period, and approved by the board and the county assembly? Was this done?
Through you, Chair. What normally happens is customers, the current position is customers pay connection fees plus deposits in one account, and the monies are used for operation and maintenances. So the auditor's recommendations came, and we are in the process of implementing them.
Chair, I don't think he understood my question. Can he answer my question, please? Because he didn't answer my question. My question is, before you spend the customer's deposits money, you are supposed to get approval from the board and the county assembly. Was this done? And the only money you are allowed to borrow is 5% of that money, and you are supposed to repay it back within a period of 1 year. Was that done?
Through you, Chair, that has not been done.
So what are you doing about it?
The board has approved, but then the process of county assembly has not yet been done.
But you've already spent the money. You are not supposed to spend this money without the approval of both the board and the county assembly. How do you say that the board has approved, the county assembly has not yet approved, and yet you've already spent the customer's money?
And MD through the governor, what did you spend this money on? Is it paying salary, or what was it that you are spending?
Through your Chair, we spend the money on operation and maintenances. That's on salaries, on chemicals, etc. Thank you.
So what will happen if a customer will come today and ask his money to be refunded? Where are you going to pay him from?
We will pay customers through money that has been collected in our revenue accounts. Because what usually happens is we have a list of all the customers and what we paid as deposits. So we have the records, and that can be done when a customer has raised request to be refunded.
Chair, can our legal officer read section 142 of the PMF Act for him to understand what he's saying and what answers he's giving to this committee?
There you go.
Okay, through you, Chair, Section 142 of the Public Finance Management Act, PFM, on borrowing by county government entities, it reads as follows. Subsection 1, the county assembly may authorize short-term borrowing by county government entities for cash management purposes only. Subsection 2, any borrowing under subsection 1 may not exceed 5% of the most recent audit and revenues of the entity. And subsection 3, a county government entity that has any such borrowing shall ensure that the money borrowed is repaid within a year from the date on which it was borrowed. Thank you, Chair.
According to the money spent through you, Chair, is more than 5%. And for how long has the money been borrowed?
Through you, Chair, this has been the position since the company has been formed. Thank you.
Yeah, so you have been breaking the law since the company.
Most of us don't know when it was formed. Can you be clear?
Thank you. The company was formed in 2006, but became fully operational in 2010.
When did you become the manager?
I became the manager in February 2021.
Auditor, can you get something to do in connection with this through the auditor or the budget?
So the question is, auditor, how can this matter be rectified so that this audit is cleared?
Thank you, Chair. Basically, when you look at borrowings, yeah, if you follow the accounting principles, it means that any single transaction in accounting must have two sides, the debit side and the credit side. So in terms of the customer deposit, what it means is we need to see, we have the credit side, which actually shows the 46 million. So 46 million. And the debit side should actually be supported by a cash, a bank account reflecting the same cash. So in the absence of the bank account representing the same cash, then we should actually see a portion indicating borrowings from deposit that is reflected under current assets. And in these financial statements, I think that portion is not there. So what they need to actually do is to go and look at the deposits, then the past journal vouchers to actually correct that omission in the next financial statements. Thank you, Chair.
Senator Amida?
Thank you, Chair. I think, according to me, action should be taken to the MD nitaweza kusema alilala kwa kazi, because seriously, what action he has not shown us, what action he has taken so far when the matter was brought to his attention. And then should I say what were the challenges of opening a new account? But then it's so obvious, you know, the way you're responding, that kulikuwa na shida mahali. So umelalia kazi, and Bwana Governor, look at it. Action should be taken. Admin action should be taken on him.
And Chair, to be specific, the governor should be aware that he is the overseer of the CEO of Tana River County. So it all comes back to you, Governor. So you have to put your foot down and let your work, your people under you work.
Governor?
Very true, Chair. I oblige. I'll take action, Chair.
Senator Fogo?
Thank you, Chair. Maybe to make progress on this matter, the governor in their response said that they are opening a separate account. Now, what you should be telling us, when you open this account, when will the 46 million be transferred or deposited in that account? You should be giving a timeline, maybe, and this committee can follow.
but you know the money is not there. You only 10 million.
They are looking for it between the three of them.
It's only 10 million that is there. The rest
They are consulting and they will get money.
But through you, Chair, this money should only be borrowed for 1 year. So the governor should be able to tell us how they are returning this money, because this is customers' money. That is not your money to spend the way you like. And some counties have come here and have told us that they are putting this money in fixed deposit accounts.
Chair, maybe the governor needs to tell us how long he's going to open the account, and then be realistic and tell us how you will repay the deposit, so that you can build it up. You can build it up, because I don't know what is your share of revenue. Yeah, so. Just be realistic and give us something, so that when you come for the next 3 years audit, at least we'll see some progress.
Chair, the process of the discussion for them to have the account opened, already we have been informed, and the CC Finance should be able to do that in the next 1 month. Just having an account is not available.
To open an account, Governor, does it take a whole month to open an account, Governor?
No, I'm just saying, if then they take too long, then we should be able to have it operational in a month. But they can even do it tomorrow, and then be able to rectify the anomaly that has been happening.
So how long is it taking you to return this customer's money in that account? What plans do you have? Because if the auditors has already told you that that money, that is the process, and the manager agrees that the auditors has already told him that, what plans do you have in place to refund this money back to that account?
Governor, you can.
Chair, once we go back, we'll have the board sit to approve payment of this, because we have the board has debtors of about 68 million. Yeah, 68 million? Yeah, 68 million. So I think they should be able to sit and approve the payment of this money once they sit.
Chair, through you, we need a commitment from the governor. We don't want to hear now about the board, because we don't even know when you put this board in place. We need a commitment from you.
Maybe honorable members.
Through the chair.
Yes.
Through the chair, regarding the opening of the bank accounts, I had already instructed the MD to write a letter to my office so that I can facilitate them opening a bank. Regarding the money that we'll put in that bank account, we have debtors who are high above, yeah. So we've devised a strategy of collecting that debt, so that now we will put that debt in that account, then we'll be able, yeah. So that is the strategy that I was looking at. I had already talked with the MD, and to make that, because that is the only way we can get that money.
We are coming to that query on debtors. The next one, the long outstanding receivables. So we will see who are they, and then now we can tell you who to recover that money from, and repay back the customer deposits. Yeah. So, honorable members, I think this one the county has noted. We will also give a recommendation, interim recommendation on this, that the money on customer deposit, Governor, is not their money, it's the customer's money. And in the event they want to spend customers' money, they need to borrow. And that borrowing has to be approved by the board. That borrowing has to be further approved by the county assembly. And then now you are allowed to take only 5% of that money, which you should repay within 1 year. Yeah. Okay, so let's move to the next query, Auditor.
Thank you, Chair. The next query is unsupported and long outstanding trade and other receivable balance. And here is the statement of financial position reflects trade and other receivable balance of Kenya shillings 55,066,814 as disclosed in note 18 to the financial statements. Included in the balance is Kenya shillings 55,459,934, which has been outstanding for over 120 days. However, management did not provide a detailed debtors ledger stroke aging report to support the balances reported in the financial statements. Here again, there was that issue of the figures which do not agree with the amended financial statements. So the main issue that is remaining is management did not provide a detailed debtors ledger stroke aging report to support the balances reported in the financial statements. Thank you, Chair.
Governor, your management response.
Mr. Chairman, a soft copy of detailed list of debtors and aging analysis for the year ending 30th June 2024 has been shared to OAG. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
OAG, your response to the response.
Thank you, Chair. A soft copy was provided. Even during the audit, a soft copy was actually provided, and it did meet that particular criteria. So even in this instance, even if a soft copy was provided, it may not meet this particular criteria of aging analysis, unless, of course, the design of their financial statement or of their financial information management system was actually amended to actually take into consideration the criteria that the audit was asking. Thank you, Chair.
So, Governor, what component of this money is owed by the county government of Tana River?
Chair, it is confirmed to me that it's just around 5 million shillings.
5 million.
Yes, Chair.
The money that the county government owes the
Owes
water
the
government.
WASCO.
Okay. Well, county government includes the hospitals. How much does the hospital owe you, or the water company? MD?
Yes. Through you, Chair, the hospitals have paid, and actually they've paid in excess.
Okay. So any other institutional data?
Other institutional data includes the national government offices, for instance, KWS and prison services, which have limited votes, and as per the meetings we've had with them, they said that they need to communicate with the Nairobi offices so that they can have at least an increment of their votes.
So what actions are you taking to recover this money? 55 million will pay the customer deposit and remain with a balance of 19 million.
Chair, the only problem we are facing right now is that we don't have a debt recovery policy. Actually, what we usually do is we do the reconnection, we do the disconnections, we send text to clients, But then taking the legal action now is an issue because we don't have the policy. But in this financial year, it has been captured, and by the time the office of the OIG comes this financial year, it will be in place, and we'll be having collected this debt.
Any other member, please?
Chair, I'm just wondering when he says that they don't have the policy in place, and he said that the company was started in 2021. Is that true?
The company was formed in 2006, but became operational in 2010.
2010?
Yes.
So from 2010 to date, you don't have that in place?
Allow me to take the committee back to 2021 when we appeared before this committee and discussed on issues governance. Back then, we had no license, tariff, and no board. But through this committee, we went back and formed all that. So I believe these are some of the policies that are going to be formed going forward, so that they can help this company recover the debt and become sustainable.
Through you, Chair, what is the recommendation of the MD in this situation? The MD. Is MD?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the MD.
But Bwana MD, you know your business is to provide water, isn't it? That's your core business you run in Tana River. And looking at it, this water is not prepaid, isn't it? This water is postpaid in simpler terms. It is shocking that you know you're giving out water on credit, isn't it? With an expectation at the end of the month, governor will pay. Let's assume you're giving him water to his individual residence. And then there's a chance he will pay or not. But most likely he won't pay. And you run an entity without having a debt policy around it, and all your service is tied to a debt. Do you still want this committee to recommend to the governor to still keep in that office, when you clearly tell us that you have no debt policy and you're not doing anything about it?
Through you, Chair, we have been doing something. The policy has been captured in this financial year's budget, and we are going to implement that. Thank you.
Yes, proceed.
Yeah, just to write on that. When the MD, you said, yeah, you were here in 2021. It's 2025. You were here in 2021, so it's 2025. How
No,
many years now?
I think you're confused. 2021, this committee was not even there.
Yeah, that's what you said.
So I think he meant 2023. That's when they appeared before this committee.
Yeah, but it's 1.5 years or 2 years now, and nothing has been done yet.
Chair, sorry. You know the gentleman is convinced that he was here in 2021. He doesn't have to have appeared before CP 2021. Maybe he was here at the Senate or another committee over this similar issue. So let's not give him the benefit of doubt that he seems to be. He looks to me like he's very sober and he knows the dates and he remembers when he was here last year. 2021 is crystal clear from 2023, Chair. Isn't it? So when were you here, MD? 21 or 23?
It's 2023, but we were discussing issues financially at 2021. Sorry for that, Mr. Chairman.
It's something that's not adding up, right? I wanted to find out, just maybe straight, you've been the CF from 2021. How much do you collect per month? Not even collect, how much do you bill per month?
We bill roughly 4.5 million, but then we collect around 2.5.
Then what's your deposit? How much do you charge for deposit?
Approximately 2,500.
2,500. How many clients do you have now?
7,450.
7,000 times 2,500 is how much? I don't think, I'm seeing this for the 6 million, it's actually might be overstated. Yeah, this query is mixed. I don't think that is the real query, because simple maths, Chair, you said how many clients? 7,500 times 2,500. Yes. And then maybe over time, some clients, I don't know. It's okay. Let's treat it as each study is a query.
Chair, my question is,
There are some inactive customer accounts. About 2,120 customers are not active. I mean, they don't have any connection.
Chair, my concern is on how this has been built over time. I would like to ask the MD if he has internal auditors, and if internally they have been making some recommendation as far as this issue is concerned.
Internal auditors are here. They should answer that. I saw some 3 or 4 people introducing themselves as internal auditors. Who is your head? The internal audit committee. They are here. One of you can respond to that. The head of internal audit is there.
Through the chair, thank you. We addressed these issues in the Tawasco company, and we've noted that there are glaring issues, and as the MD has said, it's a journey that we've been walking through. And also, we also have had challenges with the staffing, so we are trying to address these issues. Thank you, Chair.
So, Chair, because it brought me back to my question again, how many customers do you have to date? And how much is their deposit? Be very accurate.
Through you, Chair, to date we have around 7,450 customers, of which around 2,100 are inactive. Inactive.
But you still have their deposits. Did you refund their deposits?
We haven't refunded because they are inactive because they have been disconnected.
Yes, they've been disconnected, but you still have their deposits. Because unless you have refunded their deposit to them.
What normally happens is the only clients we refund is the one that wants to terminate their contract with us.
So these ones have not terminated, they are only inactive.
They are only inactive, yes.
But their deposits are there.
They are there.
So the deposits that you should be having in your account now, 1,450 customers. So how much is that? That times 2,500. How much is that? So now, what is this 18 and 46?
Chair.
The numbers don't reconcile with the...
Chair, through you, Chair.
Yes.
Through you, Chair, but then the rate is not fixed because it's only 2,500 for domestic customers, but for institutions and water kiosks, it's a different fee.
So that is how you are coming up with the 46?
That's correct.
Yes.
Chair, I think it's good to make progress because
I think on this one, the members, you will have an opportunity at the report writing to look through the aging analysis, the soft copy they are provided, and make a recommendation. But for now, I think we are going to direct the county, the MD, make sure that you demonstrate serious efforts towards recovering this money. Because you cannot tell us that you can't recover because you don't have a policy. You don't need a policy to recover what is owed to you. You can get a lawyer to write demand letters, or you can do many things. In fact, the easiest money you need to recover is from your boss. The easiest money you need to recover is from your boss, who owes you 5 million. Yes, the county. So when you come back, at least tell us that you have recovered 5 million that the county owes you. So I think that one, we leave it at that point. Honorable members, let's proceed to the next query.
Thank you, Chair. The next query was unsupported inventory balance.
No. It was, you remember you said an unsupported inventory was addressed, partially addressed because of the...
Thank you, Chair. The next query was
share capital.
unsupported adjustment of share capital. Thank you. Thank you, Chair. Included in the statement of changes in equity is share capital balance as at 1st July 2023 amounting to Kenya shillings 5 million and a closing balance amounting to Kenya shillings 100,000 as at 30th June 2024. However, the statement of changes in net assets does not disclose the adjustment made to share capital balance in the year. In the circumstances, the accuracy of the share capital balance of Kenya shillings 100,000 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Governor, management response.
Mr. Chairman, the share capital erroneously reported as Kenya shillings 5 million in the previous years, but the correct value is Kenya shillings 1 million, the 100,000 according to the memorandum of association. Thank you, Chair.
Auditor, your comments on the response?
Thank you, Chair. If you look at the statement of financial position, the balance reflected is 100,000, but when you go to the statement of changes in equity, the balance remains 5 million. So the error has not been addressed because the two statements still differ in amounts. Thank you, Chair.
So, Senator Siango?
Yeah, Chair, because the auditor is giving different figures from what the management is giving, I would only ask if there is evidence and documentation to that changes.
No, the auditor is not giving different figures.
No, what is he picked or what is indicated is 5 million and management is saying 100,000. And then, as the governor was explaining, he has said that according to memorandum of association. So is there documentation to prove that?
So maybe, Governor, you can clarify further.
If you look at the memorandum of association, which is
Chair, just before the governor answers, you know what the auditor is saying, in the previous year, you reported as 5 million, and it's also in the financial statement somewhere. But in your memorandum of understanding and articles, you have 100,000. So the issue this is, you said it was erroneous. So what are you going to do then to correct? You know, instead of even when you show us, we know it is 100,000. But how do we correct the statement so that we don't just move here, move there? So what are you going to do to correct?
I think the best person to answer that question is the accountant seated next to the governor. Yes, CC Finance. You are the head of treasury. Okay, there is also the chief officer. There is also the chief officer
for finance.
Finance. Because this is an error, it can only be corrected in subsequent financial statement through journal entries. So you need to help your governor on that. Explain.
Yeah. Even before the accountant speaks, if you look at the top in respect of the years, you find that the 100,000 is reflected on the column of 2020, 2024. Yeah. But the 5 million is 2020, 2022, 2023. So that is the first attempt to try and amend from the last year's financial year, last financial year. But in previous years, that's what they have been indicating here. So probably the accountant can go ahead and tell us how now, in the statement of financial position, that can be fully rectified. But in terms of the process of amending, I think we have already taken some steps.
Accountants, please.
Through the chair, we have been having this query in the past financial year. The share capital was reported as 5 million rather than 100,000, so it was queried. And this and the last financial year, 2023-2024, this was rectified to portray the true picture that it is 100,000. So I think what is happening is just to update the ledgers to actually show how the figure has changed from 5 million to 100,000. Thank you.
So when are you doing that?
Through the chair, I think when you are preparing the financial statements for this financial year, that will be well captured and portrayed. Thank you.
Chair, because the accountant knows what he would have done, why didn't he do it? Because he's saying that he'll do it this financial year. Why didn't he do it then?
Are you the one who prepared the financial statements that we are discussing?
Yes, Chair, I prepared the financial statement for the 2024-2025, 2023-2024.
Then you know.
Through the chair, I prepared, but they were approved by my fellow accountant who was an ISPAC number.
Chair, just as you make your recommendations later on, in the course of, maybe you need to advise the governor to build capacity, because generally, if you look at all these things, the serious capacity needs to be, you need to enhance, and also there are very many qualified Kenyans who are CBAKH. If you are lacking them in Tana River, also to improve your ethnic composition, because that's also another query, you can get them from my county.
Yeah. Chair, let me inform the committee, Senator Kisang. Tana River County boasts of very competent people. I mean, your friend Senator Mungatana, you know, he was here today, you'd appreciate his contribution. So, Governor, you have a lot of talent with you. I think you just need to give them a lot of space and the capacity building, like being told. And don't bombard them with too much work so that they forget their training. Yeah? I know you, Governor, so please, pole. Okay. So,
Chair, if you look at the team here, is actually part of what we are doing, building capacity of getting people from outside. The CC finances from Kisi. The chief officer is from Lamu. The accountant. No, there are some people that we that can add value to our team. The accountant is from the Njoroge Dugoda is from Kiambu. So we can even get some from your places to help us move forward. But the issue of capacity is real. I've said it in many times. It's real that we don't have enough of human capital in most of the competencies. But that is what we are addressing also with the board.
Senator Gavindo, what is burning you?
Chair, I just needed the legal team, our legal, to read what it says about the accountant who signs this without being in good state with ISPA.
Okay, through you, Chair, to begin with, there is the Accountant Act, that is Section 18 on the requirement for practicing certificate, where it states that no person shall practice as an accountant unless he is the holder of a practicing certificate and a license to practice that are in force. And then subsection 2, any person who contravenes subsection 1 commits an offense as liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 500,000 shillings or to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 3 years, through you, Chair, or to both. And then there is the PFM on the preparation of these documents, and that begins from Section 163 on county government, on financial reporting by county government entities, where under Section 163 on the county government to prepare annual financial statement, under subsection 1 it reads that at the end of each financial year, the county treasury shall for the county government consolidate the annual financial statement in respect of all the county government entities in the formats that are prescribed by the Accounting Standards Board. And that provision is also repeated under Section 164, where it reads that on annual reporting by accounting officers, rather, that at the end of each financial year, the accounting officer for a county government entity shall prepare financial statement in respect of the entity in formats to be prescribed by the Accounting Standards Board. And then through you, Chair, under the same PFM Act, that is Part 6 of the on Public Sector Accounting Standards Board. That part establishes the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board, and it is supposed to perform, among others, these functions listed under Section 194 that include the Accounting Standards Board shall provide frameworks and set generally accepted standards for the development and management of accounting and financial systems by all state organs and public entities, and shall in particular perform the following functions, among them to set generally accepted accounting and financial standards, to prescribe the minimum standards of maintenance of proper books of account for all levels of government, prescribe internal audit procedures which comply with the PFM, to prescribe the formats for financial statement and reporting by all state organs and public entities, and among others to also publish and publicize the accounting and financial standards and any directives and guidelines that are prescribed by this board through you, Chair. Thank you.
Very well. I think the accountants have heard. What happens is that the accountants who signs the financial statement is liable for those financial statements. If there are errors, you are liable for them, not the one who was prepared. And therefore, it's advisable that if you have to sign financial statement, make sure that you verify them before signing. For example, in this case, if this financial statement have issues, the person who will be liable is not the one who prepared, is the one who signed the financial statement. And we are going to be very particularly keen with this matter moving forward, so that accountants, you have a professional obligation to ensure that the financial statements that you sign are accurate and true reflection of the situation, the financial situation. So I think the young man has had, but I think he's trying. Very soon he will become an ISPAC member, I am sure. Yeah. So I think the Chief Officer Finance and this CEC Finance, you know, the buck stops at you. Yeah, even in the PFM, it says the head of Treasury is the CEC Finance, assisted by Chief Officer Finance. So issues like this will stop at your door, moving forward. So, honorable members, we will expect that the necessary corrections are going to be made in 2024-2025 financial year. The auditor, you will verify those corrections is removed from your books. Otherwise, it will continue being there forever. So it has to be removed through the necessary entries. That has to be done in 2024-2025 financial year. So, honorable members, we proceed to the last query, which is the query on non-revenue water.
Thank you, Chair. Non-revenue water is under the report of lawfulness and effective use of public resources. So non-revenue water reads,